Micah Parsons requests a trade. There's some debauchery going on in Dallas. Jerry Jones is kind of doing his thing there. Micah Parsons is the next star, which is also something to credit to what the Cowboys have been doing the last few years of actually like stacking up talent that deserves to be paid, that everyone kind of knows, goes like, yeah, they're up next, right? That guy's going to max it out, right? CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, pick a lineman here over the last few years. But Micah Parsons is up next. He has said, unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. Parsons wrote in a 1,000+ word notes app post on social media. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I've made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Jerry Jones replied, I would say, or said to the media, I would say to our fans, don't lose any sleep over this. Charles, thoughts on Jerry Jones? Remember that? What press conference did you go to? It was Brian Schottenheimer's introduction press conference, right? Yeah. How are we feeling about Jerry Jones' methods here, and whether Micah Parsons deserves to be paid and when he should be paid and all that good stuff?
I just don't get why it always has to be a circus. Like, why does it always have to come down to like the last very second before you can sign someone to squeeze, I guess, every ounce of attention out of this? But like, you're the Dallas Cowboys. You're not ever lacking for attention. You know, Dak Prescott doesn't have to say anything, and Stephen A. Smith will go up there and first take and debate, you know, what color shoes he was wearing for, you know, the next 2 months if he has to. So it's just weird that they're going through all this, especially when Micah said earlier this year that he wanted to sign the deal last year, which means he would have gotten ahead of Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, which is ultimately like your competition for what this deal is going to look like. But I mean, as far as like being concerned, there's no way they're going to trade Micah Parsons. I would imagine they get down to probably the last couple of weeks or the week before week one when they get this deal done. But I don't think he's going anywhere. If I had to rate it on like a 2 out of 5 heat check scale, maybe like a 2, because Micah did like explicitly say he doesn't want to play for the Dallas Cowboys anymore. But you know, there's things called contracts and CBAs, and they own his rights, and they can kind of play this how they want to. And I guess how they want to play this is by just getting gouged on the price and making Micah Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, which is how I see this end up happening. But it's just weird that you have to do all this to eventually get to the point that everyone knew you were going to. And you could have just had like this moniker last year where he was the highest paid non-quarterback, and then that sets the tone for the Myles Garrett and TJ Watt deals. But now, once again, like Dak Prescott, like CeeDee Lamb, you're ending up playing defense right at the very last second.
It's kind of revealing how many Cowboys players have been going like, all right, Jerry, stop. All right. We know the song and dance. Please stop. We've heard the song enough.
Not with this guy. Not with this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially the personalities involved. So you're at a 2 there. We're going 1 through 5 on the heat check scale. You're at a 2, 5 being the highest, of course. Matt, what about you? Concerned at all? 1 through 5? And what are your thoughts on Parsons, Jerry Jones, all this ballyhoo happening in Dallas?
Yeah, I saw E.J. Snyder from Bootleg Football say that Jerry must just imagine that the additional money that he spends on these contracts by waiting to the very last minute, he just must get put into the marketing budget, I guess, is basically like it's money spent on keeping the team in the news, which, as Charles said, is completely like nonsense. The Cowboys would be in the news no matter what, as if like this really helps anything.
Island games throughout the year.
Yeah,
they're in our we get them a lot.
They have, on these big shows, they have like Dak Prescott legacy conversations every other week. So like they'll find something to have you guys be discussed about. So, but I think ultimately it is a concerning thing that this is a thing, right? But it's something that they put themselves in these situations. Like our colleague Charles Robinson has talked about this and written about it, that this is what they do. They try to like circumvent agents and do this whole thing. And I do think it's troubling that like your best players seem to be annoyed like with this. CeeDee Lamb saying like, yeah, like no one likes them going out and talking about us like this either. It's frustrating, but ultimately I do think that this ends up with, just like the Lamb and Dak stuff, we'll see Micah Parsons signed to a $40+ million contract within, I don't know, 72 hours of the week 1 kickoff game is probably how this starts, just like it did with just how it did with Dak last year. That's how this is going to end. So my concern level is probably like a 1.5.
Right. That's kind of where I'm at. CeeDee Lamb signed his extension August 26th last year. So then right when camp ended. So you could tell Jerry's attention span went, okay, camp's over. Okay, now we can talk. And then this year they're playing the Eagles. Aren't they Thursday night to start the season?
Yeah.
Can't you see a Jerry
they'll have
Jones,
to bump that up.
Micah Parsons extension Tuesday of that week or Wednesday of that week just to get the good, steal a little bit of that spotlight from Philly? Can't you see Jerry kind of pulling that off? I don't know. I can't.
To me, that would be more of a reason to sign him now. We got the damn Eagles week 1. We need to be full on prepared for that.
Focus on that.
let's
I know,
going.
he showed up to camp and like was fully participating, and now he's like, I'm gonna start. He's like dialing it back. Like he's kind of there. Which I mean, the CeeDee Lamb thing this was the same with Brandon Ayuk too, in the 49ers. Like, those guys did not have the best starts to the season because they, goofed around on these contracts till the last minute. So it's like football is a game of like repetition and like going through the routines and the schedules, and it's just like you're disrupting these guys' schedules for really no reason. It's just stupid.
But you got people posting pictures about how far Micah's standing away from Stephen Jones at practice. No touching. No touching. I'm a would you say 1.5, Matt? I'm the same way.
1.5.
I'm 1.5 too if I have to round up. I'm more concerned about, any like personal relationships that these guys might have. But as far as the Cowboys and what happens with Parsons and everything, I think it's exactly kind of how I said it. In about a month, first week of September, I could see that just the signing happening, the extension happening. He's one of those guys too, because he plays so hard. I have zero concern about, we pay him, we might get a drop off or anything. It's like, it's Micah Parsons. Every play to him is the final play of the Super Bowl. 150%. So I think that those are the guys you pay. Yes, he's got banged up last year, but I'm not worried about that. Ultra athletic, ultra productive, one of the best defenders I've seen in recent memory. Like, he's going to go down as an all-timer, I think. I don't think that's pretty crazy to say. This might be his defensive player of the year type of year. But yeah, Micah Parsons worth every penny.